Hey guys, I am going to make a video on how I do my poof. So I don't know why, maybe it's because I actually have done my hair a couple times in the last few weeks for whatever reason, and when I do actually do my hair, it's a shocker. So people have been asking me if I wear a bump it, and I have to giggle because I didn't even know people really wore those. No, I don't wear a bump it, and I will show you kind of what I do to get that little poof in the back and to get some volume. If you can hear Sydney, she's just laying here watching. But yeah, no, I have really fine hair. So everybody that's like, oh, you have thick hair, da, da, da. No, that's so false. This is freshly washed hair, and when I blow dry my hair, I have a couple tricks to make it a little more, I like it when it's a little frizzy. It's easier to work with, but like this is my entire hair in a ponytail. Like, it's ridiculously tiny. And thin. And that's like still when it's poofy. Like if I slept with my hair down or I didn't fluff it up blow drying, it would literally be, my ponytail would be like the size of my pinky, and plastered to my head. So like if I went to bed like this, I would wake up and it would be like, I'm serious, like that, and that's not cool. So I have to like poof it up a little bit to get it working right for me. But it works best when your hair is dirty. But I have a few tricks for if you're gonna do it with your hair clean. Because if you're like me and you're short on time, realistically, I wash my hair maybe 3 times a week. That's on a good week. When my husband reminds me, or we get into bed and he's like, "Did you shower in the last couple days?" So, just being real. But I do, and there's tons of products. I'm not a hair professional. I don't know, I didn't go to school for this, so I'm sure there's 1,000 better ways to do it. Feel free to share if you have better tips. I'm just showing you what I do. But I use this Alterna shampoo. It's the volume kind. You can get it at Ulta. I like it because it doesn't weigh my hair down. And when I am going to actually do my hair or, try to get it to poof up or whatever, I don't use any leave-in conditioners, and I do use an Alterna conditioner because it's really light, but I'll only use it on my ends because I don't want anything heavy on my roots weighing it down. But on days when I know I'm just going to throw my hair up in a messy bun, I will use deep conditioner and all that stuff because my hair is completely not very healthy, but that's okay. So yeah, I use that shampoo, and then when I'm blow drying, before I blow dry, I have fallen in love with this. It's Fave 4 brand. It's called Twice as Thick thickening cream. So when your hair is wet, you just, I like rub it all over the place, get it on the ends, and then I also spray with Not Your Mother's. This stuff's like $3 at CVS. It's just a sea salt spray. You can make your own if you want. I who's time for that, but I'd rather pay $2 for a bottle. So yeah, I use that because then it like makes your hair like a little dry and like beachy feeling. So it gives me more texture to work with. So those are my only real products that I use before I'm doing my hair. And then when I'm blow drying, this brush, sorry, it's filthy with hair. It's called, I don't know, Eminence. I don't know. It's just one of those like boar bristle brushes, and it works really well because it actually grabs my fine hair. I've used regular bristle round brushes, and my hair, like you go to, when you're blow drying, you go to poof it up, and your hair just falls right out of it. This grabs my hair, so when I'm blow drying, I'll make sure to take sections and spray it with the heat just around the top, just to give myself a little bit more volume there. And what else will you need? Oh, some other products that I absolutely love are the Not Your Mother's Clean Freak. So like I said, it works better on dirty hair. And if I want to just kind of freshen up around my face if it's getting greasy, I use this. Another dry shampoo that I love is the Batiste brand. These are all super cheap too. You don't need to spend a lot of money. But for ratting, you need a good hairspray. My favorite hairspray is this Alterna brand again. This isn't the cheapest, but I like it because it's workable hairspray. The Fave 4 brand also makes a really good hairspray, but it's light, so it doesn't weigh down my hair. and it doesn't make it sticky or gross feeling, and if you kind of screw up, it's easy to brush out and then redo. And then this is the secret sauce. It's the Big Sexy Hair Power Play Pow Powder. You can get this anywhere. Target, I believe, has it. Any hair salon usually carries this. Otherwise, Google, you know? Easy peasy. So, I'm going to kind of show you then what to do after you kind of get your blow-dried hair. But I wanted to just share, you know, like, I like to say I have layers, but really I have just breakage. Like, my hair is not great. Like, this is part of the reason why I never wear it down. Like, this is probably all broken because I wear it up every day. But, I do have some, you know, layers, so that probably makes it easier to work with, too, because I don't have a lot of heavy hair hanging down. But, you know, when I'm blow drying, I don't sit there and, you know, I do, like I said, around the crown with the round brush everywhere, but then the rest, the bottom, I just tousle with my fingers like this while I'm, you know, spraying it around to just kind of create a little bit of fluff. If I sit there and I brush it out, like I said, it's going to be plastered to my head. And you know, if I have any, I try to get it all straightened around with just a round brush, but if I have any kinks, I'll, you know, hit it with the curling iron to straighten out before, because if I pull it back, if I don't want any kinks or whatever, if I don't really care. So, you know, I'll just kind of do from here to here, straighten it out a little bit before I get started. But that's kind of what you need to do before, and then we'll get into how to do it. Alright, so you need just like a fine-tooth comb. You can use any teasing brush or comb that you want. I have tried a couple other teasing brushes that don't seem to work for me. This is just the good old, I think this is like seriously 40 cents at Sally's. So yeah, it's so easy. So you just get your little powder ready and your hairspray ready, and you guys are gonna laugh, but and I make a funny face when I do this. My husband makes fun of me, but don't mind me. So I just take, you know, small chunks wherever around the crown, and I pull it forward, and I just sprinkle a little bit of that. That's probably a lot. I hold it up, and I just, oh yeah, I just wrap back a little bit, and then I spray. And then I set that down, and then I grab the next chunk. I just kind of eyeball it. I obviously can't see myself. And then I just sprinkle a little more. Rat, rat, rat. Spray. Let it down. Maybe do one more. Usually I just don't sprinkle the last one. I just use a little hairspray. And then I throw it back. So really, what holds it all together is this powder. So then I move over here. I let that just be. And I start here. Oof, that's a lot. And just brushing just a couple little swaps there. A little bit of spray. And then I do down again. Sprinkle. 1, 2, 3. Spray. Flip it over. This is real hot, guys. And then this side, I just pick up anywhere over here. Just kind of work my way around. Sprinkle. Brush, brush, brush. Spray. Drop it down. Again, I'm not really like paying much attention to where I'm grabbing. I'm just kind of doing it in layers. Couple little swaps there. And then I throw it back. I usually don't do too close to my face. Sometimes I'll grab like a chunk over here and I'll just brush backwards. It's still a little dirty from the powder before. And then I'll maybe do one here Sometimes I'll put a little powder in, sometimes I won't. But like, be careful with the powder, less is more. Oh, really? She's talking. So yeah, then we're here, and then we'll get going to the next step. And you can go out in public like this if you want to. You'll probably make a lot of friends. Okay, so we're here, and I don't know if you can see the back, but it's just a rat's nest. You can take your comb and kind of just lightly, very lightly brush around to smooth it all out if you want before you pull it back. But we're ready to put it in a pony already. Before we do that, a couple of you asked questions on how to comb it out without wanting to cry, and it should be really easy to comb out at night. So you always start with the bottom, and I just lightly, it's not ratted at the bottom, but sometimes being in a ponytail, and then work your way up. I don't jam the comb in and then pull down. I just kind of very lightly brush on the top, and if you just keep lightly brushing, all that ratting's already out. And that was like 2 brushes. So if you're ratting so much that it's hurting to get out, something's not right. And maybe it has to do with the hairspray too. I don't know. But it really does not take me long to comb out my ratting. So then I just usually fluff it, like I said, just comb around the edges, back comb if you want any more volume wherever. And some of you asked too how to make sure it's not lopsided. You just kind of go with it, and you can pull it out after you get it in a pony. So, you can it's kind of just trial and error, but just roll with it. So then I just use, regular binders. Toss it back. And I kind of have like a funny shaped head too, so that might help. Like I got a little bit of a bump. So I just pull it all back, and you can see it's just naturally then a bump. I do it low. Here's this side. I do it low, and I grab low, and I kind of push up a little bit. So that's when you're tying your pony. You want to do that. You want to grab low, and when I'm tying my pony, before I pull it the third way through, I just loop, and then I twist, and I twist again. So it kind of feels like, I'm not even going to go there. I don't know what it feels like. Use your imagination. But there's 2 bumps, and you just kind of like fluff it around. So as I'm tightening my pony, I'm pulling in and up. So I'm pushing like that bump up, but then you can work with it from the front. So then I can just pull little chunks up around. And then I can also, just spread it out a little bit, refluff. I can pull these back. I can bobby pin them up if I want. And then if I just make sure, or I try to make sure that I don't have any big chunks like separated. So you can go through with your comb at the end too and brush back if you want. Brush around. Yeah, you can leave your bangs down, you can put them up if you don't have bangs. But yeah, that's really it. So, the key to getting the bump, I think, is putting your ponytail in low and then pulling up when you tighten it. And you can do this without doing the little flipperoo too. But once your hair's all poofy here, that's what creates the bump. So yeah, that's all I got. If you guys have any questions or, tips or maybe better products, let me know. But yeah, this literally takes like 30 seconds when I'm not actually showing anybody how to do it. And then I just I'll put in some bobby pins if I want. But it's super easy, and secretly I sleep with my hair like this, and I wake up and it's the same. This stuff literally is like concrete. So I can wake up and maybe these pieces will be all, you know, plastered from sleeping or crooked, but I'll just take a curling iron, curl those out, or put them back, or I could like braid the front, but my ponytail will stay the exact same. So yeah, give it a try, let me know what you think, and cheers to messy hair.